We are back here at Fitzpatrick Stadium in Portland as we roll on with our pregame show this afternoon ahead of Kennebunk taking on the Lawrence Bulldogs for the Class B football championship game here today. Keith Noel is the head coach, the first-year head coach of the Kennebunk Rams. Nice enough to join us now in the pregame show. Keith, first of all, congratulations on guiding this team to a state title game in your rookie year.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's been a fun ride so far.
Yeah, and, I dug up a story on you, Coach, where you say you're being the guy who's replacing the guy. That guy would be a guy named Joe Rafferty, who's a bit of a legend down there after 44 years. You've stepped right in. It seems as if it's been a seamless transition.
It's growing up in town and, being in this program for the last 6 years, I got a good idea of the ropes under Coach Rafferty.
Mm-hmm.
And then having played for him, I had a general idea of the legend he is. And, obviously it is tough shoes to fill, but, I've been very fortunate this year to, have a great group of kids, buy into the process and have a great staff that's, assisted me along the way to get where we are today.
And he did not leave the cupboard empty, I'm assuming.
No, we were very, we were fortunate enough to have, a couple guys come back, and put us in the situation we are today.
And one of those guys coming back is your quarterback, Gray Compton. You've also got a terrific player in Jonah Barstow to lead the way for your offense. I talked to your counterpart, of course, Lawrence coach John Hersom. He said that when he watches you on film, it's like looking in a mirror. Do you feel the same way?
Absolutely. They're gonna, Lawrence is gonna run the ball really, really well, and that's we're going to try to run the ball really, really well, and I think the game got good linemen on both sides of the ball, and it's going to be a fun battle today.
Lawrence won last week over Coney in the regional finals in the North, 27-7. You won by about the same amount. You beat Massabesic 36-17. So relatively, can we say you had a relatively easy game against Massabesic?
I wouldn't say it was easy. There's a couple waves that we had to weather. And if you were following us earlier in the week last week, we beat a very tough Westbrook a week ago Monday night with a last-second field goal. So our kids had to be resilient in that respect, and so in regards to that, it was easier. We weren't winning by a last-second score, but Massabesic definitely did some things that we had to prepare for to get where we're at today.
Indeed, I completely agree. We are visiting here on the pregame show with Keith Noel, the head coach of the Kennebunk Rams, before his Rams take on the Lawrence Bulldogs. And as I was looking at some of the numbers of the teams, all four of the teams that are playing games at Fitzpatrick Stadium today, all the teams scored in Class A and B more than 300 points. Some very prolific offenses. Of course, some of them went about it a different way. You and Lawrence certainly are the running attacks. When you look at defending Lawrence, Coach, and all that they bring to the table with a stable of running backs, they've run in 2 games against Coney this year, they almost ran for 1,000 yards. It's been remarkable to watch them run the football. What do you think you've got to do defensively to slow down that rushing attack and maybe force them to pass?
It's going to come down to the guys in the trenches. So making sure guys are, holding their gap responsibilities and, making our proper reads. Obviously they got a slew of backs. So, you might be able to stop one guy for a couple of plays, but then they're going to, have another guy come at you at a different angle.
Yeah.
And Lawrence has done a really good job with that. So, we're going to have to, be stout defensively, recognize, different, formations and, buy into the game plan to stop these guys today.
Did you come in as a first-year head coach, and again, you played for Joe Rafferty. Did you change a whole lot? Is this the way he did things? I mean, you put your stamp on it, I'm sure. What did you do in order to get there? We started, I met with the kids way back last spring, and,
sort of set an expectation with them. And we had a big summer buy-in this year. We have a new stadium down here, which sort of also brought a slew of energy in the town. But with that and the different summer competitions we did this year, it kind of created a little juice, I would say, to get these guys buy in, and and as I told another reporter yesterday, it took a couple weeks to realize the expectations, but I feel that our kids are finally realizing the expectation that we've put upon them.
Seems as if the expectations have been met, both in Kennebunk and also in Fairfield as well. You have both made it to a state championship game. One last quick thing, Coach Noel. A wet, damp day today. Does that matter to you at all?
No, it shouldn't. It's kind of ironic that you're playing another team that's going to want to thug it out with you. So you might as well have some rain just to make it even more interesting. What's
the, actually I lied. I have one more question. What's the, give me a number of how many times you'd like to run the ball today?
We'd like to, mix it up. So if, we have opportunities to, pass the ball, we'll take a shot. But, I think it's going to come down to the guys in the trenches. And, Steve's going to make that big block or make that big tackle, and we'll see how it is at the end of the day.
It usually comes down to those big hogs, that's for sure. Kennebunk coach Keith Noel. Coach Noel, appreciate your time very much today. Good luck today against the Lawrence Bulldogs.